Yeah, James, week 8 is here of the NFL season, and we have a full slate ahead of us. We got favorites, underdogs, overs, and unders. But if you have not already, make sure you are liked and subscribed to our channel here on YouTube and get us on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok as well. And also, hey, give us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are there as well.
Ooh.
And shouts out to you if you are getting the audio version. Anyways, James, let's get things going without further ado.
Heck yeah, let's
Who
get it
is your
going.
favorite for week 8?
Oh man, Spence, I'm not gonna lie. I picked this spot because I hate the team. I got to pick against this team, but everyone's overreacting of what they saw last week. Hey, give me the Broncos -3 versus the Cowboys. Why? Number one, I hate the Cowboys. Number two, like I said, everyone's overreacting.
End of segment.
Yeah,
I
end of
hate
segment.
the Cowboys.
It's a valid pick. Lock it in. Send it home. Mail it to your postman. No, honestly, though, besides the hating the Cowboys part, most of this is a little bit of overreaction from a lot of people are saying, oh, wow, Cowboys dropped 44. Why are they an underdog? We're going to see a lot of money on them. But, and you see the Broncos struggled against the Giants. But guess what? Hey, the Eagles struggled against the Giants. Seems like teams are struggling with the Giants lately, but it's not a big deal. Spence, I'm only going off of two things right here. One, the Cowboys are going to probably play their best defense. They're going to play against the best defense they probably played all season long so far. And the Broncos are probably going to play against one of the worst defense they've ever seen all year long. So that's why I'm going with the points. This, in my opinion, the points should be around 5.5, 6.5. But to get 3, you might as well take it because Bo Nix as a favorite is 12-1 straight up. So in his NFL career, so we'll take that. I will say a little bit of a trend for me in the Cowboys. Dak has started 15 games on the Mountain Time / Pacific Time zone as a Cowboy. His record for Dallas is 6-9 straight up, but 5-9-1 against the spread. So something about that West Coast travel is kind of tripping up the Cowboys. And since the start of the 2018 season, Dak in Dallas is 2-8 straight up and against the spread traveling west and losing by an average of 6.3 points a game. So that's where I'm going. Just like I said, we're massaging out some of the rough play by the Broncos as of late and putting more emphasis on the Cowboys on the road, basically. Because we saw what happened. They've lost to the Eagles on the road. They've lost to the Panthers on the road. So we're just gonna keep adding on to this road tendency. I'm going against the Cowboys because, of course, hey man, the Eagles are in first place in the NFC East, and we just need more games ahead of them because who gives a crap about the Cowboys, man? Go Birds, man.
We're willing it into spot. No, I love this pick, James, because for the same reason you said, the Cowboys going to what I think is one of the hardest places to play in the NFL, and that's Mile High Stadium against one of the toughest defenses in the league. I like this. I do like some individual performances here for CeeDee Lamb, but I think overall, Bo Nix and company, they get it done. Hey, don't look now. Bo Nix and company, first place in the division.
Oh, we like that. And one more thing, Spence. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but over the last 30 years that the Cowboys have played against Denver, they are 0-7 straight up and 2-5 against the spread. Can you guess the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys the last time they beat the Broncos? And this is, I'll give you the year, 1995.
1995.
Should be an easy one.
That would be Troy Aikman, right?
Yeah. John Elway versus Troy Aikman was the last time the Cowboys beat the Broncos.
Well, I knew it wasn't Tony Romo because that is one of my favorite NFL games of all time was when Peyton Manning's Broncos went to Dallas to face off against Tony Romo and the Cowboys, and they had Des Bryant. And I remember it was a shootout. I think the game ended with the score in the 40s or 50s.
Yeah. That play with Peyton Manning, the fake play action. Oh,
that's the one, the bootleg. And that's got to be the best bootleg in NFL history. Correct. No one saw it coming. He walked into the end zone, or at least, he was running, but it looked like he was walking because he's so damn slow.
Correct.
What an iconic touchdown. But these two meeting this time, Bo Nix versus Dak Prescott. I like your pick of the Broncos. I'll say this. I almost made this game my under. And I like the under. Is the number set at 50.5. I like the under in this game. I think the Cowboys defense, as bad as it is, I think it has potential to make Bo Nix's life a little bit more difficult, especially when you consider how the Giants defense, which is not much better than the Cowboys, if it is better, for 3.5 quarters was shutting out Bo Nix. You know, they completely imploded on themselves and allowed 33 points in a quarter. And I can't imagine having bet the under in that game and just watching it just slip out of your fingers like that was.
Yeah, that would have hurt me to see it 19-0 and you're like, "Oh, it's 30
It's a wrap.
26 to 8. That's a wrap." And then to see it drop 60, what is it? 65
60,
points.
yeah. And then on the other side, of course, like I said, Denver's best defense in the league, arguably one of them. They're one of the best units this season. And I think an under is 50 and a half is a big number. I know these are two really fun offenses, but I'm taking the under there too.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, my favorite this week, I am going with the Cincinnati Bengals against the New York Jets. This is a simple pick. We have tried to get the Jets their dub so many times this season, James.
So many.
I'm done picking them. I am now going to ride their opponents for a little bit, but I especially like their opponent this week, the Bengals. I was getting some propaganda. We were talking about this a little bit beforehand. Don't look now. But with their win against the Steelers last Thursday night, the Bengals have positioned themselves that if they get some key victories and they win all their winnable games, which would include this game against the New York Jets, there is a very real possibility that the Bengals not only make the playoffs, if they get Joe Burrow back in the middle of December and they're a game or two out of the division, I could see them winning the AFC North. But they have to start by winning games like this. I know 6.5 is a big number, but the Jets are having a quarterback controversy between Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. We don't know which one's
I
going
don't
to
know
be the
who's
starter.
playing.
It really doesn't work either way. We know the old saying, if you've got 2 starting quarterbacks, you've got 0 starting quarterbacks. And that on top of the fact, Tyrod Taylor's hurt. So we're either going to get a banged up Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields. And we've seen that movie before. I know he's capable of a flashy play here or there, but I don't think this is going to be enough of an effort to beat the Bengals, who, by the way, at home in Cincinnati, I like that for them even more. They're a team that has always played much better at home. So give me the Bengals minus 6.5.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We mentioned it off the air. Like, there's two teams we probably should never bet on anymore, and it's the Titans and the Jets. If you do, look at yourself in the mirror. 'Cause you're
It's
an
not
idiot.
fun. You're not having fun if you're betting those teams.
Yeah, you're definitely not. And I mean, hey, I'm one of those. Where's my clown nose? Where's the paint? Because I bet the Jets last week, and now I'm with you. I'm siding with you. I'm just going to bet against the Jets. They're 0-7. They might as well just tank it. Screw it. Play the 76ers role. Trust the process. Get this over with. I know you mentioned Joe Burrow, and I'm not trying to be hot takey here, but the way Joe Flacco been playing, bro, I
Oh,
might as
come
well
on. Don't
keep.
do that. Don't do that. Hang on.
I'd
Hang on.
rather
Come
keep
on.
him. I'd rather keep that.
Stop.
Like I said, I know Joe Burrow better than Joe Flacco, but man, there's one thing I can't deny, and that is a love connection between Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase. Jamar, I say it. Jamar, I like it because that is all Joe Flacco did last week against the Steelers. 23 targets, 20.
16. What's crazy is 16 catches. You thought he would have gone for 200, 160 yards, 10 yards a catch.
Yeah,
He
not bad.
literally was just peppering him the ball. That's really all it was. He's just, here's a target, here's a target, here's a target, here's a target, here's a target. And I think that offense is going to be moving. I also, underrated aspect of the game last week for the Bengals, and before we move off this game, they got the running game going. Chase Brown had his best game of the season
Yeah.
by a good amount.
But I'm surprised he didn't get as many touches, though. I mean, he had like 12 or 13 rush attempts, and I was like, damn, he should have got 20 or 22 at least. But at the end of the day, that offense is so electric. Yeah, and I don't want to, like I said, be hot taking and say you can plug any quarterback and freaking they would win games, like any good quarterback. But like, dude, they just have so many weapons. It's like being in a candy store. But I will say this: none of the trends support the Bengals because the difference between having Joe Burrow and not. So I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm betting the Jets. But I will say this, Spence. Hey, Joe Flacco's 2 starts with the Bengals, 2-0 against the spread. He's the first quarterback since 2015 to start his 2 games 2-0 against the spread. Can you guess that quarterback in 2015?
That
Mind
started
you,
2-0 against the spread.
I'll give you a hint. He played in the SEC.
Oh my God! Wait. I'm drawing a blank. Is it AJ McCarron?
There you go.
Oh my
Since
gosh, dude. I hate you so much.
AJ McCarron.
I knew since you were bringing it up that it was going to be a damn Crimson Tide. And I was like, wait, who was the quarterback? They didn't have good quarterbacks at that point yet.
Yep. So
Okay.
Joe Flacco 2-0 in 2025 against the spread, back-to-back games. AJ McCarron 2015 and Andy Dalton in 2011. So it's only happened 3 times in the last 14 years. Now Joe Burrow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing that tonight.
Very, very interesting stat. James, tonight you have been borderline hot takey, but you're not going all the way hot takey yet. Are we going to get hot takey, James, this episode? Tune in to find out. Let's go to underdogs now. Steelers plus 3.5. James, I just spoiled it for you. Tell me about Steelers plus 3.5.
Man, you just
I
spoiled
got
this
excited.
whole
I
thing.
looked at the notes ahead of time and the words came out of my mouth.
But I'm only going with the Steelers plus 3.5 versus the Packers because number one, the Packers on the road have not played well. And 2, they haven't really been beating up teams. Like, yeah, they beat the Cardinals. Yeah, they beat the Bengals. But they haven't been, in my eye, like, they're not winning it off the eyeball test. But
not in the way you would think a contender would win.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, heck, they even tied a game. They're gay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, I hate to do that.
And now we have reached hot takey.
Now we've done it. But no. In all honesty, so Aaron Rodgers has an opportunity to be the 4th quarterback in NFL history to beat all 32 teams this Sunday night. This is the reason why I am betting the Steelers because 1, like I said, I want to see history, but 2, hey man, I really do like the Steelers team. I like what they've been doing. Everything I know about them, we don't like, in other honesty type of things. But I'll say this, Spence, Mike Tomlin, man, he is great. Now, of course, very disappointing last week, losing as a 5-point favorite and all that type of fun stuff. But Mike Tomlin, I'll get to it in some of these things like bounce back off a loss. Mike Tomlin is 61-46 against the spread as a Steeler head coach, so we like that. 25-14 against the spread as an underdog off of outright loss, so we're in good hands there. And 12-3 against the spread as a home dog after a straight up loss. So boom, boom, boom. I love the trends from Mike Tomlin. He's going to get these guys back together. Of course, like we said, we don't call it Acrisure. We call it Heinz Field. We're going to get the terrible towels rolling Sunday night. We're going to get that cover and that victory for Aaron Rodgers. But, Spence, I'll say this. The quarterbacks who have tried to cover to beat all 32 teams have not fared well. Brady, 0-1 against the spread. Peyton, 0-4 against the spread. And Favre, who pushed versus the Texans and didn't cover versus the Jets, 0-4-1. So, man, history says
we're digging deep into the history books for that one.
Dude, this is why we do these things. Hey, man, we're authentic. We're not fake. Dropping ball knowledge.
We're talking about Brett Favre playing the Houston Texans, dog.
Yeah, man. It's just, it's kind of crazy, man. I really do like this trend a lot. Actually, I see a good bounce back spot. And of course, it's Mike Tomlin. Even though we joke about him being mediocre right now, he still kind of gets the job done. So let's get the job done.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think the Packers win this game. I didn't like this game. I almost picked against you here, but I ended up going with my Bengals pick from my favorites earlier. But I almost made the Packers my favorite. I do like them coming into this game. I just think I said it earlier in the season, and it didn't age well at all after their loss to the Seahawks. I still am not buying into this Steelers team, me, personally. I'm not seeing it. This is the thing with Mike Tomlin teams, and maybe this is a reason to pick the Steelers to win this game. They always seem to crater off at the end of the season. Like, they start off hot, and then they crater. Now, arguably, maybe they win this game to get the crash even higher, right? They'd be 6-2. It'd be an even more of an epic crash down to earth. But I think this Packers team, you're right. They have not been winning pretty, but they have been winning. And this is a spread that's small enough that I think as long as they eke out the victory, which I do think they can do, I think the Packers get it done. I just think I think they're just a better team. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm excited for this Sunday night. This will be a fun Sunday night game. The revenge game narrative definitely is real. Definitely a real revenge game narrative.
Yeah, we like that. And of course, you mentioned it. The biggest key, really, and it's been like this all season, the Steelers' defense has not been good. And this is going to be the biggest difference because, crazy enough, Jordan Love is 0-6 straight up when defenses hold him to 20 points or less. When Jordan scores more, they're 10, what is it? Yeah, 10, 5, and 1 straight up. So it really comes down to it. And I mean, yeah, there's trends about the Steelers defense bouncing back, but it just has not bounced back all year.
Yeah, for my underdog this week, James, it worked last week. It's worked for you. We are going to buy the victory. The 49ers are going to Houston, and they are 1.5-point underdogs. I don't know how you can have watched this Texans team on Monday night and think that they have a chance against a team that is much more of a complete team than they are. I guess everyone's just still doubting the Mac Daddy. Mac Jones will get the start here
Hey,
again.
hold up. You called him the Mac Daddy, bro. We got this mother rolling.
I've been
Oh.
hanging with you too much is why.
The Mac Daddy. Big dog.
I think Christian McCaffrey, him being the Swiss Army knife that he is, as good as the Texans defense has been, I don't see them having a way to stop him. George Kittle had 0 catches last week in his return from the IR. I promise you that won't happen again. I think the 49ers offense is going to be rolling, and especially if we're going to have Nico Collins out for a concussion protocol, Christian Kirk still ailing, the Texans might realistically go into this game with Xavier Hutchinson as their wide receiver 1 and Dalton Schultz as their number 1 target in this offense. How can that be a recipe to be the favored team? Is it simply just they're the home team? Is it simply just that it's at NRG, it's in Houston? I don't see how that is going to be enough of a home field advantage to get the Texans to a win. Of course, I'd hope I'd be wrong, but also I kind of am just out on the Texans already at this point in the season where they haven't won any impressive game so far, and their offense has looked completely inept all season long. Yes, every single one of their losses has been a one-score game, but my goodness, dude, this offense is just not good enough to get it done. So I think the Texans lose again. I think the 49ers cover 1.5.
Yeah. So I'll say this,
Plus 1.5.
This would be a game I would bet the Texans just because like something's got to give. But I'm with you. I have to roll with the Niners, but trends do not support you in this whole shebang. Well,
let's hear it, because I would love to have some optimism for the Texans.
Yeah,
because I'm buying the victory. I want to be clear on that. My main analysis on this is I'm buying the victory.
Yeah,
I need to see one go through the hoop for
the
Texans.
Hey,
we need to see one go through.
As you said in the last video, hey man, the season's back. We're back, and that didn't happen. But I'll tell you this: since the season of 2022, Kyle Shanahan is 7-17 against the spread after a straight up win. All right, so we're hey, we got a little thing. Since Christmas of 2023, the Niners are 1-13 against the spread after a straight up win. So here we go, right?
That is encouraging.
Very encouraging. But of course, the Texans though. CJ Stroud is 2-5 straight up after a short rest of a game, and 0-2 straight up when starting off a short rest off a loss.
Can I say something about that? I'm not an NFL player. I'm about to say something real ignorant sounding, but can we not call the Monday night to Sunday? Can we not call that short rest? Short rest is when you played Sunday and you play another game on Thursday.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving, like the Cowboys will.
Correct. That's a short week. A short week is not, oh, man, we didn't have Victory Monday this week. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, because I think about the Cowboys Thanksgiving schedule almost every year. This year, Sunday against the Eagles, Thursday against the Chiefs. God, what a perfect, scheduling thing for TV. But, God, I cannot imagine playing that. But, hey, man, I'm with you. I just can't. What we see from the Texans offensively is there's no way they could win. And you mentioned it, even though the Texans defense is top notch, number 1 points allowed still, even giving up 27 points, you're playing Christian McCaffrey this week. Like you mentioned, you're getting George Kittle. There's maybe not a receiver like JSN on the Niners, but McCaffrey can cover both of those. By himself. And yeah, I'm with you, man. If the Texans get a dub, man, holla effing Luya. But right now it is
It's a
Come on.
Texans game, so we are betting the under. That's the other thing too. I
Yeah,
know
bet the under.
it's 2 weeks in a row. It's lost. It's gonna correct itself this week, James. It's going to correct itself. I didn't pick it this week. I have a different under as we get into that section of our picks. I have a different under this week, but pick that one.
Right.
All right, let's go to overs though, James. Who is your over for week 8?
I'm not gonna lie, man. These over picks were hard for me. It's weird because like I have a pretty good record this year for the overs, so I've been like stressing myself out over nothing. It seems like because I'm doing pretty well in our pick'em league. I'm going with a high number. I should go with the under, but give me the over 49.5 Bears and Ravens just because we're getting Lamar Jackson back. We should score some points. But then again, we see the Bears, they've been very productive in these 4-game winning streak. I've been impressed. I'm pretty sure you've been impressed with Caleb Williams
I've been
lately.
impressed with freaking bane of my existence, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he has been on a tear. But yeah, I think this game should go above the over. I'm looking at like a 28-24 type of game where the Ravens defense is either A, going to finally get some life and hold a team to just 24 points, but you got to have some life of Axon Jackson. There's not too many trends for me. I'm just betting off what we've seen. I mean, heck, even the game against the Texans, who were a pretty bad offense, they dropped 40-ish on the Ravens. So I look at this Ben Johnson, this you mentioned this Bears offense with DeAndre Swift now and Caleb Williams. But I will say this, Spence. Imagine, and we talked about this a while ago. Imagine if this offense, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams, and if they would have just decided to pick TJ Warren in the draft, because, man, imagine you pick a tight end 10th overall. You think, okay, he's going to be active. Mind you, my guy only has 7 catches for like 84 yards.
Even if they preferred Loveland to Warren, why are you drafting a tight end anyways after you paid Cole Kmet? I think 1 or 2 years before that, you paid Cole Kmet big money, and he is still a big piece of your offense.
Yeah.
I get most teams nowadays run multiple tight end sets, so I get most teams want more than one that they can rely on.
But you don't waste a first-round pick on a blocking
top
tight
10
end.
pick, man. When you already have one that you've paid. I don't get that. It was different with the Bills drafting Dalton Kincaid, but that was at the end of the first round, and they've always used Dalton Kincaid more like a slot wide receiver. They haven't used him as like an inline tight end like they used Dawson Knox, but it was a similar situation. People still then kind of question, like, what are you doing? Why are you drafting another tight end? This one made even less sense.
I'm with you on this one.
But I do love the over, James. I think Lamar Jackson's going to come back, make a statement, and you mentioned it. That defense is horrendous. I think Caleb Williams and that offense with Ben Johnson at the helm, I think that's going to be enough. I think this could be a crazy game. This could be into the 60s. This would not surprise me if it's a complete shootout it's in Baltimore. So
yeah,
would not be surprised. My over for this week in week 8, I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills versus Carolina Panthers in North Carolina. This is mainly one thing. One, the Panthers we've seen all season play much better at home. And as bad as we saw this Bills offense be the last time we saw them in Atlanta, I think the Atlanta defense is a much, much tougher task for a team than this Panthers defense. And also, Rico Dowdle needs to be the guy in Carolina. If he is the guy and they give him like a fair, I'm not saying Chuba Hubbard's a scrub, but Rico Dowdle, when he was the man, he had the backfield to himself, he was looking like the second coming of Barry Sanders. He was unbelievable. So he needs to be the guy. If they give him like a 65-35% snap share against the second worst run defense in the entire NFL this season in the Buffalo Bills, I think this should easily be an over 46.5. I know that is a kind of a big number. A lot of other lines are at that number this week. More on that in a sec. But I think for over 46.5, I could see this game easily being like 28-27 type of victory for the Bills. I think it's going to be closer, though, than people think. I am keeping an eye on the Bryce Young injury. That could hurt this over a lot. But at the same time, we've seen Andy Dalton come in and run a clean ship for the Panthers. So give me the over in Buffalo and Panthers.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on this one. I don't know if Bryce Young's going to play. I do expect him to be out. But, I mean, I'm with you. I think Rico Dow can tear this defense. I mean, look what Bijan Robinson did. You get Rico Dow going. Boom.
Bijan Robinson might have been the one to inflate those stats, by the way. Maybe he's
Yeah.
the reason why they are the second worst rush defense.
Well, yeah, we get Rico going, but I do believe the Bills should bounce back, score a lot of points, get back on the winning column. A lot of people now are questioning, are the Bills frauds for losing 2 in a row and their 4 wins are against teams that are like, I don't know, what are they, like 2-13-4, like something silly like that. But I think Josh Allen gets his act together. He did not play his best game against Atlanta, but like we mentioned, Atlanta's defense went from one of the worst pass defense in the league last year to being number 1, number 2 in pass defense. So I don't see that happening in Carolina. But hey, I will say I wouldn't bet the over because I'm scared about Bryce Young not playing. But if we
Yeah.
can get, like I said, if we get like 17-27, no, that's only 44. Oh, damn, bro. Sorry about you, big dog.
You don't think the Panthers can get to 20 without Bryce Young, with Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton? Yeah,
They can get there.
Yeah, they can
I
get
like it. 27-20. I think that's a good line there. It
Well,
might be the implied total. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the spread. Yeah. Give me that all day. I'll take that. I think, honestly, the Bills could end up winning by more. Who knows?
Heck yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. James, who's your under for week 8?
I'm going with the Browns and Patriots under 40.5. I don't get 41 or 42, but I'm just going to go with the 40 because, and I'll be quick about this because I know we're a little long on time. This is the third time Mike Vrabel has faced a rookie quarterback. 2023 against Bryce Young, they lost 17-10 in Tennessee. That's only 27 points. In 2021 against Trevor Lawrence, he lost 20-0 in Tennessee. That's only 20 points. So I'm going with Patriots defense versus Dylan Gabriel. I know they scored 30 plus points against the Dolphins, but that's the Dolphins. And of course, some of that was Tua related with throwing the pick sixes and throwing the picks left and right. I see this Patriots defense holding, Dylan Gabriel. I know without David Njoku, that's going to be a thing because that's a very good security blanket, but maybe they can stop the run. I know Quinshon Junkins has been electric the last couple games, but it will come down, and I still believe in this Browns defense, even though I know they screwed me overseas with the Vikings game when I had them at the under 36 and it went to 38. They screwed me there, but I still believe in this Browns defense, not to shut down Drake May because he's been by far the hottest quarterback in the league as of late. But I see this game going 27-10. Call it a day.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, this is two teams that want to run the ball. And, you mentioned Drake May, how amazing he's been. But Dylan Gabriel just got a win last week. I'm a probability guy, James. And probability states a guy like Dylan Gabriel coming off of a freaking victory. Yeah, this could get ugly. I love the pick. I think because even if the Browns offense gets going a little bit, it's going to be because they got the ground game running. And the ground game, teams that like to run the ball, they are best friends with unders. 40.5 is a low number for sure,
It is
but
low.
I don't see this one being a very high scoring affair at all. I love the pick. I'll bring it home though. And under in a divisional matchup where the road team is the favorite, this just always seems like it's a smash hit. I don't know if you have any stats or trends on that one, James. I'd be curious to know what those numbers are. Division rivalry game, and the road team is favored. That screams under, and it also, for the record, it also screams that the home team should cover. But I'm not going to pick the Saints with what we've seen this year because I just don't believe in that Saints offense at all. I think the defense is better than people think, and I know how banged up the Buccaneers are right now. We saw they did not look very impressive on Monday night against the Lions in a game that I expected it to be a complete shootout, and it was far from that.
Right.
And I think this Buccaneers offense, if it's not got a healthy Emeka Ibuka, we know no more Mike Evans. We know Chris Godwin. We know Bucky Irving are not going to play in this game. So you're really just looking at a whole mix of Cade Otton, Rashad White, and the rookies, Tez Johnson, after Emeka Ibuka. And I don't know if that's enough to really run the score up. 46.5, that's a massive number for me here. And
Yeah.
I think this is a game, I wouldn't be shocked if we see this finish as a total under 40. If this line was set 42.5, I think I probably still would have taken the under. I'm definitely going to take it. 46.5. And I might even, when I put this in on our picks app, James, I might even find an alternate line and put it in on this because I think 46.5 is huge here.
Yeah, I think it's a huge number. The doubtfulness maybe from Baker Mayfield, who is also injured, who you might be getting Teddy Bridgewater, who didn't even practice this week because I guess he was getting veneers. So who
That's
knows who's playing
crazy.
Who knows who's getting freaking PT as quarterback this year? But you mentioned something. Now the Saints, since 2020 as a home dog, they suck. They're 5-15 against the spread. The head coach of the Bucs, Todd Bowles, when he's on the road looking for a bounce back spot, his teams are 3-17 straight up. So
I don't like that stat because that's a Jet
hey,
stat and that's a cursed franchise. I'm not going to pin that on Todd Bowles.
hey, Todd Bowles, they've been coaching the Bucs a while.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
But it might have been
that's
more
a Jet stat too.
Hey, it might be some of his. Who knows? But I almost went Saints plus 4.5. No, I don't have the trends for over unders. Usually, most of my trends are straight up and against the spread. I need to find me a good source on some over unders. But I will say this. Yeah, I'm not betting the over on this game. I don't know what they're seeing. 46 is too high. I think 42 is a good number. Yeah. So I like
think that's
46.
what I'm gonna find the alt line at 42.5. And I think I'm gonna put that in.
Yeah, because at worst case, even at 46, I don't see this game going. I see this game really going like 24-17 or 20-14. That's really how this game is for me because, like you mentioned, there's a ton of injuries on the Bucs. The freaking Saints are the Saints, and we only like them because they're somewhat competitive, but they still suck. And, I'm not betting this over at all. Definitely. And just wait till it says Baker Mayfield's doubtful. And that drops to 43. So you basically got you an early Thanksgiving turkey, bro.
Y'all let us know in the comments whose picks you like, whose picks you hate. A standings update before we call it a week. Giselle is in third place, 12-16. I am in second place, 17-11. And James remains in first place, 18-10, after we all went 2-2 last week. We all went 500. How about that? We were all grossly mediocre last week.
Right.
But it was another good week of Big Pick Energy. We will see y'all again for week 9 next Thursday. Until then, y'all take it easy.